So before I start showing you what is it that I'm going to be teaching today, I want to give you a little preview of what is to come. I rearranged my classroom in different stations. I have the back station back there, which is the that I'm going to explain to the kids before the video, which is the one for comic strip or PowerPoint presentations. This station is called the radio announcer station, and this station all the way on this other side of the classroom is called the repeat a chunk station. They're going to use these three strategies to memorize their monologues in Spanish and English. The middle table here is my small group instruction table for students with IEP, special needs, and students who are behind on their project, on their monologue. When students come in my classroom, the first thing that they are going to do is to discuss the learning targets on the opening. They are going to discuss the agenda, and then they're going to take a quiz on what they have memorized of the monologue. Their homework was to memorize 50% of their monologue. So in order to hold them accountable for that, I will have them take a quiz where they have to write that 50% of the monologue that they have memorized from home and yesterday's class. Then the next part will be working on stations. All right, 1.5 minutes. Turn it in here on the tray. You're not supposed to use your flashcards. You can use your flashcards.
I don't know after this. Literally just called me. It's Rita.
That's silly.
Gordo here too. Gordo. That means bad. No, it was
All right, guys. Time is up. Vamos a empezar. Please turn in your paper, whatever you have. All right, guys.
we can use
Deontay is seeing the thing oh, what is this?
All right.
Boner garage.
All right, so we're gonna start. Y antes siéntate, por favor. 3, 2, 1. Gracias. Next step, we are going to talk a little bit about the artist statement. That's the paper that I, excuse me. Excuse me. Ready? Alright. So, this is what should happen by the end of this class. Okay, this is due at the end of this class. You are going to be working on the first rough draft of your artist statement part 1. So, you're going to log into Google Drive and make sure that your monologue is written with the intro and the closing in a document, but that you have your rehearsal logs 1 and 2 in a separate document, right? So your monologue with the intro and closing is in one document, and your rehearsal logs 1 and 2 are in a separate document. Remember that where they are, right? The rehearsal log 1 and 2, they are stated. Anyone has a question on what am I talking about? The rehearsal logs. Please raise your hand now. This is
Are those the 2 things that we had to do that day?
yes.
I did mine, so we feel we
Yes.
Did you look at mine to see what?
Yes, I have checked everybody's and everybody's. I gave feedback. If I miss anyone's, send me an email and I'll check again, okay?
So
But I don't think I did.
I'm supposed to have 4, right? Because I reviewed it.
I haven't corrected yet. I think I did already. Whatever you did, I already put a grade. And there are some people who did not finish their rehearsal log or email it to me. I'm still waiting. Therefore, you have a 0, right? Okay, so you're going to open your rehearsal logs 1 and 2 and make sure that they appear in that order together in the same document. First rehearsal log 1, the answers, rehearsal log 2. Something that I realized on many of your rehearsal logs is that you're answering the question assuming that the person who's reading it knows what the question is. So when you answer a question, please start the answer by the reason why. They're asking you the reason why is it that you memorize your monologue, for example. Don't say because I practice. And that's your answer. And I go like, what is the question? So I need you to say, I memorize my monologue because I practice. That will be a sentence that will make sense to the reader, okay? So make sure that when you are writing an answer, that somehow I know what I asked you. Then you're going to title the document containing your rehearsal logs 1 and 2, Art Statement Part 1. Every time that you complete one of these tasks, I want you to do a check mark because I want to make sure that you did it, okay? Then you're going to answer the following questions on the document and label each answer with the number of the question in parentheses, and each answer in a different color font. This is what it means. The first question, when you answer it, put parentheses 1 and write it in black color. Second question, number 2, in red font. And then dark blue on the third one, okay? Actually, it's the royal blue because the dark blue is too dark and okay, I can tell it's blue. Then you check mark. Okay, you got that done. These are the only 2 questions I want you to answer. Number 1, describe your creation, memorization. Of course, the rehearsal process you are still working on, okay? So you're working on describe the memorization, the creation and memorization of your monologue. The creation part you did already on rehearsal log 1, and 2. So that part of the question is answered already. What are you going to talk about? Memorization, which is what you are working today. The other part of our rehearsal process, you're going to talk about after we rehearse, which will be next week. What challenged you about the memorization? How did you work through it? Whatever challenged you. And what surprised you during your process? That's one question. That's question number 1. It's just that it's divided in different ways, but it's just one answer. So you check, it's just one question actually, because the other 2 are for homework. By Friday, you need to answer these 2 other. You cannot do that. I need to back either here. You can sit here. I just cannot have either thing. That's the thing. You can sit here.
for trusting that I okay. So these are the two questions for homework. Guys, over here, Malia. These are the two questions for, I would like everybody to slant because I see some people totally not slanting and I need your attention. Thank you. Malia, slanting means looking at me. I know, just turn it around a little bit. Jose, I need you to slant. So you're going to answer the following questions at the end of the same document for homework, due before Friday's class. Make sure that you label each answer with the number of the question. These are the two questions. What are the tools in your Scholar Artistic toolbox and or Spanish language knowledge that you had to use to memorize, rehearse, and complete this project effectively? What happens? You have not rehearsed yet, right? But you are memorizing. So you're going to focus only on the memorization part of this assignment. Okay? This is the first rough draft. Okay? What feedback from either another student or the teacher was most helpful, and how did you incorporate it into your monologue performance? Again, this is about memorization and creation only. Rehearsal will come later. Okay, so you're going to add more to it later on. Don't make it too long. It's a rough draft. It's just the beginning. I gave you in that purple packet that I gave you my rehearsal log number 1, rehearsal log number 2, and my artist statement part 1. This is already complete with rehearsal and everything. So I'm giving you a good exemplar of what I'm expecting from you if you want to do an advanced quality work. Okay? It could be even more advanced than mine. Mine is like in the borderline of proficient to advanced. That's where it is. Now, there is a reason why I put the chairs like I did today. It's because we're going to work today in station.